Hey, it's your pal Mike Shea from slyflourish.com and twitter.com/slyflourish. I love looking at people's DM kits. Mike Merles, a little bit ago, a few weeks ago, posted his own DM kit that he uses when he's on the road. And tomorrow I'm going to Gen Con. So I am putting together my DM kit for Gen Con, and I thought it might be fun to look at what I'm bringing. I have a tendency of tweaking my DM kit year to year, or even multiple times a year. So this could all change. But this is currently what I plan to bring to Gen Con tomorrow, so I thought we would take a look. We will start down here. I wrote a book a year ago called Fantastic Adventures. In it, it is a book of 10 short, this is not an advertisement, this is just me talking. It is a book of 10 short 5e adventures scaled for roughly level 3, but they can be played from probably level 1 to level 5. I am not bringing the whole book, but one of the nice things about these adventures is they print out on 3 pages each. 3 pages back, three total pages, 6 pages, 3 sheets. So I am bringing 2 adventures with me. I am bringing Cult of Dusk. Sorry, I'm trying to do all this one-handed. Cult of Dusk and the Crashed Palace are the 2 adventures I'm bringing. I don't know if I'm going to play them, but for 6 pieces of paper, a relatively small collection. I also have the ebook version of this, so theoretically I don't have to bring the paper copy, but sometimes it's nice to have the paper copy. It's a little easier to read when I'm actually running a game. I also have these are printed on copper, what is it called? Like copper resume paper. This is a map of the general area in Fantastic Adventures, and that is done by Cecil Howe, and it's part of the book. And this is the town of White Sparrow, which is the main town in Fantastic Adventures. So I like to bring these just so I can show the players when we're playing. I also have a couple of my 5e campaign worksheets. I'm going to have better worksheets when the Lazy DM's workbook comes out, but for the time being, this one-page sheet's got your random names, it's got some quick build guidelines, very quick summary of status effects, and lots of places to keep notes and character information. So I have a couple of those. It's real handy to have these when I'm actually running my game. And then I have a great big pile of character sheets. I normally wouldn't bring all of them, but tomorrow I'm running a game and I don't know how many people are going to be there, and it could be a lot. So I'm bringing all 12 character classes. These are pre-gen character sheets developed by James Intercasso and designed by Eric Nowak, who also designed the rest of Fantastic Adventures. And they are, in some cases, 1 page each. Each of these sheets are designed so that you can go from level 1 to 5. So I plan on running at level 3, so I can say just make sure to select all your level 3 stuff. And all the level 3 stuff is on here. I also went through the trouble of doing spell sheets for everybody. So all of the spells are in here as well. All of this is now available. I uploaded it tonight, so you can actually download it. It's like a 50-page PDF that has all of the 12 core classes of D&D using the OGL builds. So none of your moon druids or crazy commander fighter builds. I forget what it's called. I'm terrible. Instead, you get the standard builds. Markers. Big fan of dry erase markers. I'm using some small ones because they're easy to pack. I always bring some extra pencils because you can't assume that players are going to have their pencils. So I have that as well. The markers, of course, I use with my Paizo flip mat. This is just the regular Paizo basic flip mat. It folds out into a full sheet. It's really lightweight, very sturdy, and sometimes I'll just use it like this. I won't necessarily put it all out. And yes, it has a grid. I tend not to use the grid, but I love having a giant whiteboard in front of me that I can draw anything on. I can draw small maps or big maps or whatever. I don't draw encounter maps as much, but I'll draw like a dungeon map and stuff like that. For positioning in combat, these are tokens that I made. You print them out, you punch them with a 1-inch hole punch, and then I think these I printed double-sided. I can't remember either. I might have glued them together. And it uses these plastic epoxy stickers, 1-inch epoxy stickers. You can get them on Amazon for cheap. I have little axes on one side and little monster skulls on the other, and that way they can represent pretty much any monster I want. I have 10 total, so they'll represent 2 different kinds of monsters, up to 5 each, or any mix thereof. So I'm using that for monsters. I am bringing some flat plastic miniatures. These are for male and female heroes. I think it's always nice that when a player picks a character, they can have a little miniature. And flat plastic minis are super, super great for transport. So this is an FPM, and double-sided. You can see through it. Obviously super thin, but looks nice and sits nicely sits nicely on a table. So that's a couple examples. I've got a set of dice. I just brought some normal different colored dice. I am playing games. If I'm running games, I tend to not bring a lot of dice because I actually don't roll dice for monster damage. But I do, I roll dice when I'm a player, and so I'm bringing a lot of players. And I love my metal easy roller dice, so I bring a couple of D20s that are metal. I don't bring a whole metal set. I'll bring plastic just because it's lighter. And a stack of 3x5 cards. You always need a stack of 3x5 cards. They're like the universal tool of DMing. You can do anything with them. For example, you can create initiative cards. So these are numbered cards. I have 1 through 9. They are folded in half. And you can use these as people roll initiative. You figure out who's highest, and you throw the cards from highest to lowest, 1 to 9. And that way, everybody can look around the table and see what everybody's initiative is. Really nice way to do initiative quickly and easily on the go. Takes up very little, it's very little space, and it's free. And last is a little wipe. I don't really need it. And in fact, what I'll do is we'll wrap up my dice, my metal dice in these, but otherwise I can just use it to erase whatever happens to be on my whiteboard. Just a little rag. And all of that fits into these zipper bags. I got these on Amazon. This is not an 8.5 by 11. This is like 11 by, or like, I don't know, 10 inch by 13 inch or something. It needs to be bigger than an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, as you can see, so it can hold everything. That's the one that holds everything. And then this holds all of my small stuff, and it all fits in there. And it's very lightweight. So that's the whole kit. That's everything I need right now. That's everything I plan on bringing. And again, I'll probably tweak this over the years, because I love to tweak my DM kit, but that's where it stands today. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you happen to be going to Gen Con 2018, I hope to see you there. Thank you very much.